Back to the drawing board.
Yeah, man, Shona Normal. What we got here tonight is two black British artists who have both had careers of over a quarter of a century already. That is not easy, trust me. You know what I mean? And you guys have submitted some questions, some good ones too. I'll share some of my own, and feel free at some point when I ask you to ask from the floor as well. One question which has come out says, what song means the most to you personally that you've performed, even if it wasn't your biggest hit? What's one of your most personal songs?
Do you know, I've never really had a hit like that anyway, so all the songs them as a hit, yes? But do you know what? Every song, I think since I've become an independent artist, which was after I left my major label in 2006, the song I wrote called I Am. When I say, I am the apple of your eye, I am, yes I am. The thing that makes you catch your breath, I am, yes I am. Like every time I talk about and I speak to God and I ask him to tell me, what's the next move? He always brings me something to just, and he fills me up with some wisdom, and I end up writing songs. And all those songs always end up being the song that starts every album. So it would be I Am, it would be a song called Already Told You, it would be a song called Lose Twice, a song called Finally Over. There's a few songs, but if you listen to my music, and especially if you follow me on social media, what you see is what you get. There's none of the smoke and mirrors. If I haven't brushed my teeth today, you know about it. Yes. If I haven't brushed my teeth, okay, taking it too far. If I take it too far, So yeah, but that's who, you know. So basically, any song that, when I'm telling my truth, is a song that I hold dear to my heart.
Cool. Here's the thing.
He answers your question. Good question. I like that.
I'm sorry if I don't mention the name. Credit the people asking the questions. Yeah. It's not always in the notes, but thank you. I'm glad you like that. Here's the thing. We seem to have jumped forward. I've jumped forward a little bit because we've all jumped past the fact that you were signed, you had an album out, toured. What was the process like of you getting signed, first of all? Because not everybody gets to that point. Yeah,
because the funny thing is, because my dad passed away when I was 18, but I didn't really have a big relationship with my dad, but I sang at his funeral and I sang I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. And that's when I met the first person that kind of introduced me to the industry. But I remember I never really wanted to be famous. I just wanted I wanted to make people feel the way my favourite singers made me feel, like Whitney Houston, Anita Baker. You know when you hear them voices and they just fill you up with this. And I was saying to someone the other day, like I come from an era where we told each other that we should love ourselves, you know, like Greatest Love of All, Optimistic. You know what I mean? Them kind of songs. So I come from an era where it didn't really matter what you looked like, but we know what it felt like to be amazing. So when I got signed, it was all kind of by default, if I'll be honest. So, but that was in 2000, yeah. So after I sang at my dad's funeral, but before I got signed, I did a bunch of foolishness, which, we don't want to talk about. No, but yeah, I'm sure you just Google it, you'll find it, but I hope you don't. But I did some Shanks and Bigfoot. I was on a horse in Harlesden with a weave and all that. Yeah, there's a lot going on. But but then by the 2003, I got signed to Def Jam, and it changed my whole life.
So hold on. So we've gone from born here, moved to Germany for 14 years.
Yeah.
And then Harlesden. You guys know Harlesden, yeah? That's very yardy central. So how you go from, you can't just jump over it. You can't go from Germany to Harlesden. It's like going from Germany to Soho Road. What was that like going from Germany to Harlesden?
No, I didn't live in Harlesden. I was riding a horse in Harlesden.
We have questions.
Yeah, we have questions. It's one of the ones where you literally, it's because Shanks and Bigfoot, they did a video, and the people that, white people do not get offended, but the person that was doing the video wasn't a black person, so that's why I was on a weave with a weave and on a horse.
Okay.
I shouldn't have been on that horse.
Okay. So that to me, I like the fact you can laugh, but that to me sounds like what happens with a lot of black British artists. We all know that, because some of the time we know you from when you're getting played on pirate radio, and we love you and you get playing all thing, and then sometimes, unlike you get signed to a big label, we get excited, and then what comes out is really poppy, and we're like, oh,
we have this great idea. You in a weave and a horse in Harlesden. And I'm like, okay, is this what you got to do? And then you look at the video like, why did I do that? And all my black family, why would you do that? You're stupid. I'm like, I know better. But when you get signed, you start listening to the people telling you to do stupidness. So you do it, and then you regret it, you know, so yes.
You might have answered this question already, but it's another question from an audience member. I think it's Ray, in fact. She asked, what was your biggest inspiration to get into music? You might have touched on it already, but I'm assuming there's more than just Whitney Houston.
There was, I remember, so when I moved to Germany with my mum, my mum had a massive record collection, and there was this record by Phyllis Nelson. Do you know this record called Move Closer? Move, I was 4 years old, right? And I heard, when we're together, touching each other, and our bodies do what we feel. And then she goes, move closer, move your body real closer till we feel like we're really making. But I'm 4 years old, what do I know about me making love, right? So, but all I remember, as I said, I was like, oh, this record. And that's when I said to myself, I want to make people feel the way this woman makes me feel. And I was 4 years old, I knew. And then from that moment on, my mum, she had to hide that record from me because she had it on LP and on 45 inch, and I literally used to scratch it. I'm like, stop playing the damn record, I'm like, sorry, mum. And I'm like, move closer. But yeah, so that was one of those moments. But then I discovered Whitney Houston, and I think every black girl at that age, when you discover Whitney Houston, you saw Greatest Love of All, her walking through the theatre and singing, I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of... I'm not getting up to the high note, don't go far. Anyway, yeah, so that was Greatest Love of All.
You know, go ahead.
But, so do you understand, when you hear them songs, I see it all in all the black women in the room, especially black women. So when they say, we don't celebrate... I grew up in Germany, in a country that was predominantly white, and I saw Whitney, I saw Tina Turner, I saw Aretha Franklin, I saw Nina Simone, I saw my mother, who was just Jamaican, and running things, the little sharks and beating up everybody like a ton-I nose. Listen, don't talk to... Boop, boop, boop. That's my mom. So, that's how I grew up. So that's my inspiration.
That's why I say, normal, because there was you in Germany with a Jamaican mother singing American songs.
Yes.
You said, no wonder you turn out a little bit different. You know what I mean? I would actually like to ask, because obviously a lot of people here will know both you and Kelly's music. Yeah. Your music touches soul, you scat to jazz. So you can tell someone what you listen to. Your most recent album, Bring Out a Reggae Tune, which was still a pop on the sound system. And also, there's hip-hop. Yeah. And I went to London last month when you had a listening party. Yeah. And you have some banging tune to bring out. I don't know if it's going to come out independently, but X amount of tune from... One of them was jungle, one was reggae, one was soul, and so on. What is the plan for the next releases, shall we say?
Well, the thing is, because I was signed to a major label, and a lot of people don't really know this part of the story of my story. When I was signed, I got signed, a Mercury Music Prize, 11-piece band, I did all this, I did Glastonbury and everything else. But in the second album, I did a song called Whoopsie Daisy, which, in a way, I lost my whole audience, because it was like, again, as they said, you're signed, I think Jamelia, she's from Birmingham, right? Jamelia, yes, so she had Superstar. And the same people that produced this song, my second single, they produced that as well. Because she had a hit, they were trying to make me do the same thing that she was doing. But that wasn't my audience. I came from a more neo-soul, kind of soulful audience, wasn't poppy. So what happened is, I had this song called This Is My Time, which I'm about to perform next. But we started with the song Whoopsie Daisy, which was like a watered-down, bad version of Beyonce's Crazy. If you see the video, I'm in a pink dress, again with another weave, yeah? And my mom kept saying to me, you look like you're wearing a judge's wig. Like, that's what Jamaican moms, they can't help themselves. I didn't ask you for your opinion, but she would give me an opinion that I didn't ask for. So and every time she would remind me that, yes, I failed on this one. So I told my label at the time, that they even asked me, like, what happened to Terri Walker? I said, I don't know, just let me go. So I never got dropped, and they told me, just let me go, because I don't know what I'm doing. So by the time I did the second album, and I realised that, because my first album's called Untitled, and it's called Untitled for a reason, because I'm always, if you ask me, I always told them, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm figuring it out. So by the time I did the second album, I kind of realised I had to go out and explore and earn my strokes. Like, getting signed is great, but if you don't know who you are as an artist, that's when people can take you all these different directions, which is what happened. Hence why I kept wearing dodgy weaves, yeah.
That's what, like you said, Jamelia's from here, one of our...
Yes, one of Jamelia, big up Jamelia.
She's had the same experience. She talks about they sign you and then they try and put you through the meat grinder of how they want you to come out.
Yes.
So a question of mine is, after all the sort of weaves they had you in, is your natural hair a response to that now, or just from my opinion?
Do you know the funny thing is, when I got signed, I actually had natural hair, but they did the thing of, oh, we think you need to wear a weave. And obviously at the time, as you said, you're following what you think. Remember, I think your Turner were massive at the time. You had, obviously, Jamilia's hair was naturally quite long anyway, right? But, and obviously they're following American style, so, but yeah, so everything was followed, but then as soon as I left them, I chopped all my hair off and it was natural, so.
For the longest time. So, you mentioned it, but again, what's the next song you're about to do?
Next song was called, and it was actually on my second album, it was called This Is My Time. And it's funny because if you listen to the lyrics of that song now, I wrote this song, oh my God, came out in 2005, I wrote this song 21 years ago. And I've been telling you this is my time for 21 years, but it's definitely my time. It's always my time. But yeah, the song's called This Is My Time. Wow, the song's 21 years old, that's crazy. Damn. Okay. Hey. Hey. This is it, what? You genie pouring from the sky, let's get rich, what? This is it, what? You genie pouring from the sky. Listen to the lyrics. You're sick and tired of going through the motions. You never seem to know just what to say. You don't know what you really have. You don't know that you're much stronger until there's something getting hit your way. It can pull you in, push you out, lift you up and then knock you down. Raise your hair, better shout it out and let them know this is, come on, because this is my time to hold the world within my hands. Let them know I'm here, that I got no fear. This is my time to rise above and make a stand. Oh, feel I'm getting near, as it all becomes clear. Hey. Second verse. Everybody's talking about decisions. In the end, it's still my choice to make. This time, there's no compromise, no more weaves. There's not a chance to think it over. So you better not get in my way. You can suck me in, spit me out. No, I'm not gonna back down. Lift my head as I rise above and let them know this is, come on, because this is my time to hold the world within my hand. Let them know I'm here, that I got no fear. This is my time to rise above and make a stand. Oh, feel I'm getting near, as it all becomes clear. Are you a fighter? Do you see what I can't see? You a survivor when they knock what you believe. Will you shake their hand when they bring you down? Will you stand or will you fall? Just take it higher and you will rise above them all. Hey, come on. This is my time. This is my time to rise above and make a stand. When I'm getting near, as it all becomes clear, because this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I said this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Okay, sing along with me, sing along with me, sing along with me. And I said this little light of mine, I said this little light of mine. This is my time. 21 years.
I've seen you do that tune a number of times, and sometimes you get out of yourself. Not tonight, do your thing, acoustic. But some nights, I remember saying to another comedian who was in Brixton a year ago, I'm like, she's getting some stuff off her chest with that tune.
Every time I sing it.
She gets some stuff off her chest, sometimes just in that tune. But here's the thing. You said in the previous segment that Phyllis Hyman moved closer.
Phyllis Nelson.
Yeah. Nelson, my mistake.
Black people, see everything.
I was mix up all my soul.
Phyllis Nelson.
Phyllis Nelson.
Let's not defend him.
No disrespect. Right. Phyllis Nelson. You said that when that tune came out, you was 4.
Yep.
I had a job by them time, you know? Was a big man with job and everything. You know when people make you feel old? How many people were like 4 when that tune come out? And how many people was already at work and have children and I'm working with kids, man.
Sorry about that. I feel your business done.
So here's the thing about survival, not even survival, thriving. Both yourself and Kelly, you've both been around since the previous century. That's a bit scary. So here's a question from another one of you guys. I'm not sure who asked this one. It says I might ask this to Kelly as well later on. It says the UK soul scene in the late 90s and early 2000s was a special generation musically. Opinion. In your opinion, what made it so good for British soul and R&B?
Still now, when you think about it, I mean, even just now when we were doing sound check and we was in the same flight as Omar and Loose Ends. Do you understand? So that's it. And you have to go, when you go to America, they're gods over there. Floetry, they're gods over there. Do you know what I mean? So when people talk about Misha Paris, Soul to Soul, and as I said, I grew up from that era. So again, lyrics that I say, there's nothing like this. Donny, don't you know love will make the world go round? Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, apparently nothing. Listen, I'm saying I've grown up on people telling us that we have the right to just do what we're supposed to because we are amazing, So yeah, the 90s, UK, especially soul era was amazing.
So there's great, like I said, I'm not even going to pick anybody out. So I've got a lot of DJ brethrens around here and sisters who know their tunes. There's a thing. It's almost like we as a community sometimes want to have it both ways. We want to have our artists to be authentic, like where them come from musically and they make it sound like us. But at the same time, we don't want them to get too big for them boots. So you know what I mean? So do you find that some people they want you to thrive but don't look like you feel you're going too high?
Do you know it's weird? I don't know. Do you think that might be a British thing though? Because that whole underdog. Yeah, right. Don't give up giving it the poppies. You're giving it too much. Relax. But I think Americans. Do you know, like when you look at Muhammad Ali, fly like a bubble, like sting like a bee, like they're very like in your face. But over here, I don't know. It might be a British thing. It might be a British thing.
Because I think about, you mentioned some of the artists, like Omar's on a roll at the moment, obviously the tune Nights Like This and other things.
Oh yes,
but he's just won the Jazz FM award. We're just putting him into the O2 next March, a show called The O2 in London. Omar and friends, we're producing that, we'll tell you something, and this lady will be on it, I'll take. But the point is, it's like, I sometimes wonder, it's a very Jamaican thing, you know what I mean? If you start big up your chest too much, you say your chest get too high, you know what I mean? So you can be brilliant in America, but when you're around here, just remember where you come from.
Go wash the dishes. Yes, no one can tell me what. Oh, yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah, this is my hometown, and I love it. But them like to remind you, say you come from Dudley Road. You know what I mean? Don't feel say. Because you do this all day, you come from Dudley Road, I still see you in Aldi and Lidl. You get no ideas above you still. And that's a nice thing to keep you grounded.
Yes.
And then if them travel with you, go, oh, is that how you see? Yeah, that's how you see. This lady, like I said, I saw you as a soul artist who did a lot of jazz scatting, and I like my Ella Fitzgerald, I like my Sarah Vaughan, so I was thinking, all right, you can see some of what you grew up with, and you've mentioned Whitney Houston and Phyllis Nelson and so on. But then you threw a curveball as far as I was concerned, because the most recent album...
My Love Story.
I bought it, and then Terri Walker does a reggae tune. I'm like, ooh. And a really good reggae tune to the point where I had to go back out and get that thing on vinyl for your vinyl thing. I show my sound after have it on vinyl too. And I know that was produced in Manchester, wasn't it? With the
Children of Zeus, yes.
You guys know Children of Zeus?
Yes, come on. Jamaica. But again, you know what it is? Remember, my parents are Jamaican. My mum's from Clarendon, Mayfair, my dad's from St. Elizabeth, so... But... So there's lots of Jamaicans in there then, yeah.
And St. Elizabeth, like for the family.
Don't beg it, we're not family, we're not related, don't try it. You know, no, but we are related. But no, but I feel like I grew up around reggae, so, but it's funny, obviously before, as I said, because I grew up in Germany, it was a very American-dominated scene over there, so, because there was a lot of army based there, so growing up I was very Americanized. But when I came back to England, I actually really understood my roots is actually reggae. I come from the, you know, Lovers Rock, but what's the other one, the soul scene, when you call it rare grooves.
Yeah.
So the rare grooves, and we call it rare grooves because we don't know who's singing, it's just a good groove, isn't it? That's the reason why we call it rare grooves. And my mum used to always play, I grew up on those records, but then, you know when they say osmosis, I didn't realise how much those records were actually infused in me until I made this record, My Love Story. So.
And the thing is, reggae is based on soul classics. The Wailers, before there was Bob Marley and the Wailers, they were doing Curtis Mayfield's group, The Impressions.
Yes.
So all of that stuff, as you said, is actually connected and they have the same heart.
Yeah.
But whose idea was it for you to do a reggae tune on that album?
Do you know what? Again, as I said to you, for this last album, My Love Story, which I put out on my own label, Wings of a Hummingbird Records, I spoke to God. That whole album, there's only 7 songs on that album. And I spoke to God and I said, God, tell me what I need to say. And it's all my story. It's literally, everything, that album is all about my truth. So it's just me talking about where I was and how I grew up.
So, what are you going to sing next?
Yes, I remember.
So.
This one's called I Remember from my new album, My Love Story. So to all my Jamaicans in the house, this one's for Uno, alright? Or anyone that's black, you know. About the times when we would all sleep in one bed. We'd wake up with the sunrise and the smell of cocoa bread. There'll be berries, ham and playing whilst my mother sang along. I wish that we could go back to the place that I belong. I remember tell me something my heart can understand. That feeling that took over me the first time he held my hand, and Lovin You was playing him and I would sing along. I wish that we could go back to the place that I belong. I remember. Over and over again, I never ever wanna let go of you, baby. You know me, miss you bad for when the memories are starting to hold me, baby. Can't, oh, hey, I scan you, 'cause I remember. Dream about back then, hey, because I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. No, I don't wanna wait, no, 'cause I don't wanna wait. That's why I remember. skankers, you know. So I see John was like,
Yeah, you can't.
John's going in.
Can't take the man out down the road. You can't take down the road out to the man. You know what? And you've been a certain generation then. You have got that music in you, although
yes.
you're a younger generation.
Yeah.
That gives me hope to say that the culture is going to go on.
100%.
Selector, can you play that same bass part you just played for a few seconds? So Terry wasn't around when which was going on, but lots of people in the room would know so well. Back in the day, there was a blues, which is a house where you pay money to get into the blues. And this blues don't get going till after 2 o'clock when the full nightclub, them kick out people at 2 o'clock and then black people won't forget to dance till 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning. So early in the dance, they play some soul and they play some reggae groove and ting. And then come 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock. This type of bass coming out the place. Crowd of people, them gonna wind up them waist. Little after this, you would ask a girl to dance. You would notice you didn't ask a girl to dance like this. You touch her on the elbow. And you hope and you hope and you hope. She turn around, she look you up and down.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
You hope she smile, you hope she don't frown. And if she's come to you, you start to dance. You wouldn't know this, but here's the thing. This is the dance. You have to little left, and then you go down. Then you go forward. Then you go round. Then you go down some more. Then you come back up. Then you go over there, so. And remember, you and her in synchronicity. You know that if you find somebody can dance properly, you don't have to rehearse the thing. So when you go down forward, she's going backwards. When you go backwards, she's coming forward. You're like a well-oiled engine. All of my people in this room know that. And then, if it's going good, she puts her arms around you. You know what I'm saying? You have no team ready. Trust me, Lovers Rock. Give it up for Terri Walker and Lovers Rock team.
I love that. That was an education right there.
Yeah, that's how your generation was made by.
That's how it was made.
Our generation.
Covered up the wall. Yes.
So, by the another date for your diary here, 6th of August, which just happens to be Jamaican Independence Day. On this stage, Sandra Cross, Paulette Tarja, and Winsome with live band. I'll be a DJ, but don't let that put you off. That's the Lovers Rock Chronicles. The all things are going and so on. So, madam.
Yes, sir.
You've lasted 25 years. There must be some inevitable highs and lows in that time. And without going to give me a high first of all. When you've been at your happiest and when the career was actually making you feel good and why?
Do you know what? As I always say, I'm one of those people that wakes up happy until you piss me off. I'm one of those people. So I don't know if it's because I feel like it's a Jamaican thing. I think we're just naturally just, you know. But do you know what my highs right now? Listen, it's for me to be doing headlining a show with one of my heroes, Kelly LaRock, right? Before I started singing and doing my thing, I saw her show me pave the way. So me meeting her, me connecting and me hugging her and her telling me that I've inspired her, that's one of my biggest highs. And to know that I'm here today to open up for the Queen, for me, that's a big thing for me.
And a little throwaway line. Your name's Walker.
Yeah.
And you said you got a lot of siblings.
Yes.
So your dad's related to a virgin of mine.
What, Curtis Walker, yes, my cousin that. Mm-hmm.
There you go. He's a good job.
Can you start saying, can you see where the funny comes from? I'm funny like that.
Yeah, can't you see the resemblance?
What's wrong with you people?
As is the case.
Yeah.
Here's a question. It says, what are your thoughts on artists now needing to be content creators? Because obviously we're in the Instagram world, the Snapchat world, the TikTok world. How does that affect you, the fact that they now expect artists to curate their lives online?
Do you know what, actually, and if I'll be honest with you, I know for some of you, some think, oh my God, no one wants to see what you've eaten today. No one wants to know what you've got in there. But you know what? I'm so much more in control of my narrative because of it, and because I understand now who my audience is. Like for us, even us doing this today, it's because I'm in control of my narrative. So me and Kelly being able to have this headline show together and tell our stories is because when you go on my page now after you've seen me tonight, you're going to see, oh, that really is the same crazy woman that was on the stage singing songs earlier, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, yes, I think it's really great and it's important. And I think if you understand it, and also if you've got the right, do you know what? If you're an honest artist and you really are about this life, it'll be part of your life. This is what you do, you know? So, yeah.
I think at this point I should allow at least a couple of questions from the audience, so just get me attention if anyone has got one, and so on, and I will take it. It's this lady here. Go ahead.
I don't have a question, I have a statement.
Yes. Go ahead. Do you want the mic, sis?
Yeah, come on for this job. I can't come off here because I can't get back up. I just have a statement, right? I didn't know who you were, but I went to a dance class, and there was a guy there playing this tune, and I had to go, what is that? And there he is. Because he introduced us to so many different people through dance, and I'm so grateful. Listen, I open and I end a class with Do You Remember? Because it is such a wicked tune.
See, that's the things that make me emotional. See, this moments like
You know, and I have to thank John for that. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have known about you. And I thank you so much, and that's why I'm here, because I needed to come and see you in person.
Thank you. What's your name? What's your name? PJ.
You know what?
Wow, see?
That's the power of music, and I have to pick up the Jam House at this point because they allow us to do something different tonight. They said, let's...
Thank you, Paul. We'll
Yeah, so we actually... Sometimes you suggest something, someday you say yes, someday you say no. And while what she's saying there about... I used to DJ a dance class just for fun every Tuesday at the Legacy Centre and so on. And because you're doing that, you get to actually play a proper tune. And round the route, Birmingham is blessed with some great sound systems and DJs. And you guys, if the tune no good, the tune now play. So I can see lots of guys and girls around the room. I can see Kenny and Mikey, and we can see over Garrington. There's lots of DJs in the house and so on. And the audience ain't gonna respond if the thing ain't good and not respecting them. So when I'm playing that, I'm playing it not because I'm doing you a favour, you're my friend. It's called the tune good. I'll take one more question before the next tune, if anyone's got one, or statements. I can't see.
And trust me, I tell him every time.
It's dark. If not, I'll supply the next question, Carl. Remember, it's dark and there's lots of black people. So you might be holding up your hand. But
Wow.
Unless the thing is, you know what? This is the one time when it might be good for your hand to be ashy. And lacking in cream. Because if your hand cream, I can't see. So that might be the point now where people put them hand down and they can't realise. All right, I'll find another question.
What's wrong with this man?
Just keeping it real. Okay, here's a good question. And again, I'm sorry if I haven't credited you, the person who came up with this one, but it says, what advice would the 2026 Terri give to the 1999 Terri?
Do you know what? Okay, this is pretty good. We probably would have to just tell everyone to fuck off. Because, you know what? And I know it sounds so very unclassy and uncouth, yeah, but you get to a point, I'm 47 years old, I'm only 50 in 3 years' time. And you know the older you get, the more you don't give a shit. And it's like, and not in a bad way where it's like, oh, I'm better than everyone, but you start to understand when you're walking with purpose and you're a good person, your heart is pure, and you know you try to be good, but then these wicked, bad mind, energy people, energy sucking people come with you. And then they try to take you off your course. No. So just tell everyone to fuck off, basically, yes, fuck off.
All right, that's what you can put on your Instagram stories tonight. Tell them to... And then do the head and the neck and then the same thing again. And so that sounds like you're talking about the industry as well as individuals, yeah?
Do you know what? Actually, running this industry, it's more people that are not, you know, people that are not happy with themselves and they project their insecurities onto you. It's nothing to do. Like you start off a good day and you're like, move, man, you're moan yourself. Like I've had a good day, you just come and piss off for them because you're not about to move. And it's nothing to do with the industry, just people in general, just people.
At this point, I'm reminding myself that this is a gig, not a therapy session. So, I suppose we should... that as well. That's an extra bonus from tonight. So, with that in mind, what's the next tune you're going to do?
This one's called Guess You Didn't Love Me, which featured Mos Def, actually. Do you know who Mos Def is? Yasin Bey, whatever he calls himself now. Yeah. This one's called Guess You Didn't Love Me. From my album, 2003. Jeez! Hey, you guys are a lovely audience, by the way. Thank you so much for giving me the energy. I love you. Pick up yourself. Go around again. Hey. Tell me, what did you mean to come at me that way? Hope not, baby, it was a mistake. Stressed out, and you need everything you're done. Why can't you just make up your mind? 'Cause I don't feel like wondering this time. Oh, are you gonna stay with me? Or do you wanna give up? Are you gonna let my love go? Someone else will have my heart. So do you really want that? If you do, then guess you didn't love me. Could you take, see him be with somebody? Would you be mad at yourself, baby? Would you regret the decision you made? And I wanna come back to me, so sad. Too bad, it'll be getting too late. Separation, something only really you create, baby. But being without you, it's something I would surely hate. But when it's over, it's over. Come on, do you wanna give? Do you wanna let my love go? Someone else will have my heart. Well, I guess so. Do you wanna give up? Are you gonna let me go, baby? Okay, so most of us are here today, but I'm gonna do his rap anyway. Okay? Get into the character. Come on, Bob, what the deal? What time is it? You got the engine running, you ready to vibe with it, We talking low voice, classing and crisis, but something in your eyes is undecisive. I'm scrambling for clues, trying to find where your mind is. Conversation filled with uncomfortable silence. We played a good deed, trying to tackle the problem. I wonder where how the hell you gotta know more. What part of the game is this? You wanna feel making moves? I wanna play is this? I thought that you was home team, but you're sushi unit, and now you got the whole game looking different to me. But get your focus, baby boy, and just listen to me. I want it if you don't want to give it to me. Being a boss I am, but a boss my hand. Yeah, I'm here, but you don't understand. Do you wanna give? Love, God, someone else will have my heart. Well, I guess so. Do you wanna give up? Are you gonna let me go, baby? Well, someone else will have my heart. Hey, well, guess you didn't love me at all, yeah. Guess you didn't love me. Some of these songs are like 20-something years old. It's crazy. You guys are amazing, thank you. You so good, I love you.
This is nice. This is different. I could do without getting on and off the stage. And anyway,
I told you it's going to be a vibes.
Would be bad. She's always really positive, by the way, and so on. She's like, you know, when sometimes you feel miserable, she's the quirky. What are you doing now? Yeah. The energy is infectious if you're not brought down like me. Don't work on me, but you know. This is nice. It's like, for me, I just have to say from now, it's nice working with you again, but it's nice working with these two brothers, because like I said,
amazing.
Super talented musicians. Please give it up for the both of them. Part of the Rush family.
They literally only learned these songs the first time we went through them today, and look at that. That's how you know it. Alignment. It's God's in the room.
I would say to you, as the joy, they're in good hands. These two men.
Very much so.
He got booked yesterday.
Literally, that's crazy.
Him get booked 10 days ago. But that's what I thought. Again, we all come from different disciplines. Being on the road with musicians as a stand-up comic, we would get to a theatre in another city and maybe a player can't make it. So there's a new one guy coming for one rush show, some theatre in the middle of night, whatever. And I'd be amazed if, because how many songs was in the show, guys, roughly? About 20 songs. And I'm not a musician, so I don't understand the technology or techniques of how it worked. But they would have sent him or her, it was male and female musicians, they'd send them the bits and they'd do one rehearsal, and then by the time them 800 people arrive in the theatre, I'm doing my thing, I'm looking back thinking, how did you guys learn? I don't know, anyway, I'm just talking from the heart, my appreciation for musicians. And how often do you work with bands you've rehearsed with compared to something like this?
Because obviously, I started out with an 11-piece band, so I come from, and I was classically trained, so I studied opera, so I come from a very, but I think once you're in it and you understand the chords and the movements,
Thank you.
and you understand the movements, it's as I said, we understand, once we had the alignment, we kind of just synced, and it's just something that you just start to, I think, because you know when you say you do your 10,000 hours, I think we've all done our 10,000 hours, so,
okay.
Yes.
You understand what that means, guys? You know, to learn any job, any profession, you have to
any
put
profession,
X amount of
DJ,
years.
singer, good in bed, whatever, you know, we're not doing the right things.
I do have to touch on... I have to touch on something, because I can't let them... You said... Thank you. You said you studied opera.
Yeah.
How does that work? It's a genuine question.
Because obviously, I've got my story, because obviously when I was living in Germany, I moved back to England because I was a bit naughty, but I was going to boarding school, but I was still living in Germany. And the only way that I could have singing lessons was to be classically trained. So from the age of 11 until I was maybe 15, I was classically trained, yeah.
Okay. So I'm not... So does that mean you listen to opera, you sing opera?
No, I was singing arias. I was like, oh, no, I did all that. And I was like, yeah.
Okay,
but my singing teacher, she was like, oh, why don't you want to do this? Why do you want to do this secular music? You'd be such a great opera singer. But I wanted to sing Whitney Houston songs, so that's why I didn't really carry it on.
And did you notice, ladies and gentlemen, she said, oh, I had to leave. I love when black people say stuff like that. They just drop it in and move on like you're not going to notice. I had to leave Germany because I was a bit naughty. I don't know if you want to elaborate.
Naughty.
The thing is, some of the people I know, when they said they had to leave suddenly, some of the things them do. It's like, okay, I wish I never did. You never tell me that. I know you're among family here because this is some of the Birmingham soul community. Let's just say we're high spirited.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yes, a lot of that, yes.
We'll leave it at that. So, here's another audience question. It says, what would you like to achieve in your career at some point that you haven't either achieved or experienced at this point so far?
Do you know what, as I said, I started my label, Wings of a Hummingbird Records. I'm about to put out my first independent artist. His name's Blue 7, he's amazing. And he was actually on my first album 20 years ago, but what I'd really want to do is travel the world with my music, sell out shows, and just connect the dots, man. Just connect the dots and keep spreading and telling this, like, moments like this. Obviously, the more people get to know me in different countries, we can do this show everywhere, do you know what I mean? So it's about connecting the dots for me.
Again, I'll open it up if everyone wants some quick hand. This brother. You want the mic, brother, or you alright?
Mic? Okay, I want the mic.
In your music career specifically, in 25 years, what's the, like, not personal life, but what's the hardest thing that you've had to, or at the lowest point, and then what did you do to overcome that altercation?
Do you know what? The lowest point is being told by people that don't do what I do that it's not good enough or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Someone's asked me, oh, why don't you go on X Factor? What? Someone that's on a panel to tell me that I can't sing, that can't sing, you know? So it was moments like that, and then seeing people that I looked up to not getting the respect that they deserve, but then I would get it. And those are the moments that made me really sad, because the only reason why I'm here is because they open those doors. So for me, those were the lowest moments. But now it's high because someone that inspired me is headlining this show tonight. So it's come full circle. So those were, for me, was a sad moment. Great question, though.
And you know, thank you, bro. You know, there's music and there's music, because I don't know if we're all online, so we know that we're living challenging times, both in the UK and internationally. But of course, in the UK now we have politics going in a not nice direction. And there was a music gig at the weekend which I saw online, which was a sort of a political rally. Unite the people. It was a bit of a racist rally, but there were, for some reason, 3 black people ended up backing a guy singing a song. Did you guys know the footage I'm talking about?
Yes.
Did you see the footage of the Unite the People rally at the weekend?
Too clever.
And the singing was so bad that people were speculating that it was AI. And it wasn't. This was genuinely, and I'm trying to work out, not only was it bad, that's when you need Simon Cowell, but there was black people up there singing behind this guy who can't sing. And I remember, thank you, one more tune and an interval, so thank you. There was black people on there singing behind a guy who couldn't sing. And I'm thinking, when you say people who can't do it, advising you, because I'm thinking, well, these people are on a platform there was 4 of them, not one of them could sing. The backing singers couldn't sing, or if they could sing, they wasn't exhibiting it. The lead singer couldn't sing. And to the point where even that idiot, Tommy Robinson, go on stage and grab the mic. And just, even Tommy Robinson's untrained ears knew that this was crap.
Yeah.
So, in the stand-up comedy world, some of the audiences are some of the wittiest people. They will actually say some things to actually turn over. You guys don't have the indignity of that, or do you have the indignity?
No, we don't. Who's going to come and say, Both no. And as I'm saying, when you see stuff like that, it's heartbreaking to see someone that, you know, that, as you said, seeing someone doing backing vocal for someone that you know is not as good as that person. And remember, I got to see a lot of that happening in work, and I was like, I can't watch this. So, yeah.
And artists, everybody, not just artists, you got to pay the bills. So if you can hit 5 octaves and so on, but little girl down the road from Sutton Coldfield have a recording there, them say, can you sing, but not too well. Behind her, you have to take that check, innit?
But you see, but for me, because I love it so much, that's why I removed myself from it. I'd rather work somewhere else than to, you know, kind of devalue what I've done. So there's some people, as you said, because the moment that you're known for your last thing, so if I'm singing for that, that's what you're going to remember me for. So I'd rather remove myself than come back when it makes sense. Like now, I'm around people that are amazing, so yeah.
Tell us a little bit about some of the people you've collaborated with, because you've recorded with some equally well-known artists.
Oh, I don't know, you guys know who Nicole Ray is? Nicole Ray did a whole album called Lady. This guy called Soul and RnB who produced Amy Winehouse, Nas, Fugees, Jasmine Sullivan, me and Estelle worked together, Goldie, Jules Holland, Kelly Love. Well, we haven't sung together yet, but we've worked Daneo. Omar, me and Omar worked together, Donny. I've worked with Misha Paris. I've worked with, a lot of people.
Have they all been nice to you?
Come on, you cannot be nice to me. Come on.
You see, that's the question you drop in. I'm not going to get in industry badness and so on,
But to be fair, I'm one of those people that your energy, if I feel that your energy is off, I'm not even going to try and bother. If I see you're rude to me, I don't care. You could be the Queen of Sheba, I don't care. I don't entertain foolishness, so, you know?
Funny.
I don't
Because
do.
you know what? I read biographies and I watch the video biographies, and some of the greatest artists sometimes can be interesting people. And I don't know if you see the various profiles of the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin sounds like we know she's a great artist, but she sounds like she was a bit of a night. You know, and I'll say, no, other singers are saying, you know, Jill Scott said the other day, I saw a thing, Jill Scott said she ran into Aretha Franklin at an award show, and she's like, and Aretha Franklin tell her to go and buy a burger for you. I
heard a story where she was in the studio and they asked her to sing a note and she said, I'm just going to go to the bathroom, and she never came back. Yeah. Don't tell me what to sing, I'm here for Franklin, how dare you? Do you know what I mean? So yes.
There's another story I heard where she was presenting an award show and I think it was one of TLC was on with her, and the TL, can't remember which one of TLC, but she was so rude to her. She said, my young lady said the only reason I never is because it's the Queen. And I'm thinking, there is so many examples of that. There was, I'm trying to remember where it go. It'll come back to me on something. You think, well, you meet your heroes, and then your heroes just diss you. You've not had any of that.
And that's the thing, because all of my heroes, this is another thing what I say about being an artist, because when I listen to Kelly's songs, you're going to hear tonight, she's all about, like, she's got interests, there's something like everybody's somebody, her album's called Everybody's Somebody. And Kelly literally embodies who she is, so, and all of my heroes always actually, like, Lauren Hill's one of my favourite artists of all time. And when she says, Lauren is only human, the freaking haven't been through the same predicament. Like, she's just telling you, listen, I'm not preaching up in you. So whenever I hear an artist tell that, so you're allowed to have a bad day because you're human. But as long as you're just not always see you next Tuesday all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's different. But as long as you're, you know how to be accountable and, and you have respect for people, then, it's easy.
Right, before your last tune, you just touched on a little Lauryn Hill. I was looking at Lauryn Hill Unplugged, because we talked about that the other day.
Yes.
I'm not asking you to do anything of that, but
no.
Give me a little touch of any Lauryn Hill's tune that you like that inspired you.
Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Beware the false motive of others. Be careful of those who pretend to be brothers. I forgot the rest of the line. Jesus.
No, that's not.
But that song there, especially closest to. They say all the right things to gain their position, then use your kindness as their ammunition to shoot you down in the name of ambition. They do. Oh, that song right there. I've come across that so many times in the industry where people take my kindness for weakness, but they're from the double don't know if we're frightened around here. So my thing is this: when someone does that, like I'm a kind person, and I think she even says it in one of her songs. She says, you know, don't take my kindness for weakness, because when you, and the thing is, when God comes down for you, I can't help you after that. So you know, I'm just human, but when God comes down and tells you what it is, because I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person, and I believe in karma. And Lauryn Hill's album for me was like the Bible when it came out, because she said so many things. She's not perfect. She owns up to it, and that's what I like. She's not saying that I didn't do some of these things, but she takes ownership and accountability. So even her last few little words she's been saying recently, I made this album for you guys to understand that there's other ways to do this. And hence why I did my love story and Entitled, and I'm here today. So yeah.
Thank you for that. And like most people, you're soul fans, you're jazz fans, you might be garage and other thing fans. Lots of you will be Lauryn Hill fans. I'm a Lauryn Hill fan, and when you go to see Lauryn Hill, it's really good when she finally reached. Last time was down the Hummingbird, and boy, I set my watch. Got to the venue, clean shave, and have a beard by the time Lauren reached the stage. So somebody need to give her a clock. But apart from that, that's one of the queens, and you're one of the queens. So now it's time for your last tune. What tune are you gonna do?
This last one's called Ching Ching, and it's all about just loving. Are you guys in love in the moment? Anyone in love? Oh, I see my time! I love love. This one's called Ching Ching from my first album. This one. Awakened with an angel in my bed. He said even flying, and somehow he bumped his head. I made him feel better before he went to sleep, and I whispered right to him like a message to his dream. When you feel like the raindrop that's been falling, disappearing in the wind, and you feel like the spaceship that's been flying light years up and in. When you feel like the last one in the line, they say you can't come in when nobody else then I will. I'll be loving you still. I'll be loving you still. I've got a confession, that angel is my man. I just wanna tell him so that he understands. Baby, I'm down for you and all you're going through. But when the plot thickens, so does my love for you. When you feel like the raindrop that's been falling, disappearing in the wind. When you feel like the spaceship that's been flying light years up on air. When you feel like the last one in the line, they say you can't come in when nobody else, then I will. I'll be loving you still. I'll be loving you still. Middle leg. Oh, I'll be loving you still when no one else. I you feel like the last one, when you feel like the raindrop that's been falling, disappearing in the wind, when you feel like the spaceship that's been flying light years up from it, when you feel like the last one in the line, they say you can't come in when nobody else, then I'll be loving you still. I'll be loving you still. I'll be loving you still. Thank you. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for listening. Terri Walker, follow me on I'm Terri Walker on Instagram, Visible Hummingbird, and listen, you're in for a treat. My hero, my queen, my boo thing is about to serenade you guys. So guys, you guys are, seriously, thank you, I love you, thank you. And John Simmit, Matty, and Ollie, absolutely amazing.
Right, there will now be a short intermission in which you can refresh your glasses, clean your hands, and we're back in approximately 20 minutes with Kelly LaRock. Thank you very much, Music Maestro.